The Rams take care of business versus the New York Jets on Sunday. 19-9 was your final score. We're going to talk about all the details of what happened at the game, but we're also going to discuss some dominoes that are falling in the Rams' favor around the league. All on today's episode of the Rams Digest. I'm your host, Josh Redon. If you guys are not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor and press that subscribe button right now before we move on. 10.1% of you guys are subscribed. We appreciate all 10.1% of you, but 89.9% of you guys who watch the videos still are not subscribed. Again, over 1,000 subscribers. We're really excited about that, but we're pushing on to 2,000 subscribers. So do me a favor, if you guys like what you see and you're coming back for more Rams content here at the Rams Digest, hit the subscribe button so we can continue to give you daily Rams content on the channel. Rams win. Huge Rams victory versus the Jets. We talked about this all week long. It felt like that's all I was saying. The week felt so long. I felt like every episode I was like, Rams, Jets, Rams, Jets. Here's what we're hoping for. Here are the keys to victory. We finally get the victory, and it kind of went with what we expected, right? What we kind of anticipated. Early on, a slow game. I said the Rams might scare us a little bit. Jets got a little bit of an early lead. Just a low-scoring, cold-weather game. Didn't really expect much after the first half. You're kind of looking at the score thinking maybe this is kind of how the game is going to go, but the Rams go ahead and finish the game 19-9, a 10-point victory. A lot of interesting numbers, I think, if you look at the Jets side of things. You know, the Jets kind of just being the Jets, if you will, allowing the Rams to kind of have it easier at times, but at the same time, you can't take anything away from what the Rams did defensively. Again, we just talked about this last week. You're looking at a team that only gave up 6 points to the San Francisco 49ers, only scored 12 on their end, but the defense holds a team to 6 points. Whatever you want to say about how the Niners are playing, or however you feel about the Niners offense, it is what it is. The Rams holding another NFL team to 6 points is impressive. Then moving on to the next week and holding Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall to 9 points is very, very impressive. I don't care how bad those offenses are playing. I don't care how bad the Jets are just jetting it up over there in New York. The Rams deserve credit. They put some pressure on Aaron Rodgers. They turned the ball over a couple times from the Jets, a couple of times, right? Especially Aaron Rodgers with that fumble. So you kind of have to acknowledge the Rams did what they had to do. Slowed down their run game, put some pressure on Aaron Rodgers, made Rodgers kind of just off balance a couple times, right? It felt like sometimes he had an opportunity to hit Devontae Adams and just a little bit of an overthrow, a little bit of an underthrow here and there, and that allowed the Rams to continue to just put that pressure on Rodgers and Devontae Adams, not allowing them to get in a rhythm all game long, and that was key for them to winning the game. But also one of my keys to victory is what I talked about. Shout out to Kyren Williams as he goes 23 carries for 122 rushing yards and 1 rushing touchdown. The biggest thing about Kyren's game as well, 23 carries. Back-to-back games before this, 29 carries each week. Kyren just not the biggest of running backs if you just look at his stature, but continuing to be that workhorse for the Rams back-to-back seasons, if we're being honest. Continuing to eat carries over time and time again for the Rams in a game they needed him to ball out. We said that was a key to the victory. The rushing defense for the Jets wasn't their strong suit. It was definitely not a bad rushing defense, but definitely not their strength. And Kyren Williams attacking early, attacking often, was able to go for 122 yards and 1 rushing touchdown. Matthew Stafford, not the best of games back-to-back weeks. I don't think any of us are really uber concerned about Matthew Stafford struggling in the playoffs or anything of that nature, but at this moment in time, the Rams are finding ways to win despite Stafford not having the best of games. 14 for 19 on the game, as you guys see here. 110 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, and an interception. Puka Nacua, even though not the best of games for the offense, passing-wise, Puka Nacua still has 8 receptions for just 56 yards, but a solid game nonetheless compared to everything else happening with the Rams passing game all game long. So give these guys credit, but you got to give Kyren Williams that credit. We said one of the keys to victory, and I kind of hammered that home, right? Kyren Williams was one of those keys to victory. Of course, a little bit of Blake Corum in the offensive line, but winning in the run game, offensively, running the ball, running it well was a key to victory. They did what they had to do, got the job done. Shout out to Kyren Williams and the rest of the group running the ball well. And also, shout out to Tyler Higbee running it back, right? We saw that picture of him on the Rams win picture image, because Tyler Higbee first came back. We said maybe he's not going to have a Travis Kelce type game after the Jets turned the ball over who is there to catch and run for a touchdown? Tyler Higbee with the only receiving touchdown on the day. Shout out to him for having his nice comeback moment. The whole team kind of surrounding him, getting around him in his big comeback after his scary injury last year in the playoffs. So, just all around good vibes, I think, for the Rams. Again, tough, cold weather game again, but nothing that we didn't expect. Shout out to the Rams taking care of business and we'll move on from that. Here we go. Here are just general numbers I wanted to bring up. Team stats wise, here's some interesting numbers here from the Jets side of things. This is what I mean when I say the Jets kind of did the Jets things. You look here, total yards, more total yards than the Rams. They had more passing yards than the Rams, less rushing yards. So, shout out to that Kyren Williams versus Breece Hall battle. Kyren Williams takes it there. But more passing yards, more total yards on the day. Same amount of first downs, same amount of third down conversions. A couple fourth down conversions, but obviously put in more positions for fourth down conversions than the Rams. Total plays in general, the Jets possess the football more. You see 63 total plays compared to 50 for the Rams. 1 sack allowed for the Jets. I think that was the sack that actually caused the fumble for Aaron Rodgers. But 0 punts from the Jets. 0 punts from the Jets. Let me say that one more time. The Rams defense did not force the Jets to punt in this game. Yet the Jets only scored 9 points. And I was kind of curious about that. I noticed it, thought it was interesting. And if you pull this number up here, let's pull this screenshot. We have a tweet here from Rich Kamini. I believe he's a reporter for the Jets. The Jets day and season in a nutshell. They have not punted and have only scored 9 points. This was tweeted, by the way, in the middle of the game. They'd be the first team in the last 25 seasons to not punt in a game but be held under 10 points. Of course, I think at the time of the tweet, he wasn't anticipating that to continue throughout the rest of the game. Yet it does. It does continue, and the Jets finish the game with 0 punts, yet only score 9 points on the game. So, again, the Jets doing Jets things, but give the Rams their credit. They slowed down, got to Aaron Rodgers when they needed to get to Aaron Rodgers, put pressure on him in moments. Again, like I said, just kind of being off balance a little bit and a little bit off timing-wise with Davante Adams. A couple times, right? 50-50 ball. The defensive backs just playing really well, being in the right position without too many penalties, right? Slowing down Garrett Wilson and Davante Adams all game long. Shout out to the Rams. Shout out to the Rams defense. Again, incredible, impressive victory. One other thing I want to pull up here. I got to give this credit here, because I know some of you Rams fans out there still have your loyalty to your opinion, right? Your, stubbornness to your opinions about Sean McVay, how maybe you don't believe he's the best of coaches in the NFL. And I think every NFL team, to be fair, has frustrations with their coaching staff at times. Obviously, when you're watching the game, you see they make bad passing call decisions, bad rushing decisions where you're running on 1st and 10 every single time or whatever it is, right? Maybe every fan base, I think, is a little frustrated with their coach at times. But I wanted to pull this up just to acknowledge to all Rams fans so you guys can kind of just take a chill pill and break up. Give Sean McVay a break a little bit, right, is what I'm trying to say. Another winning season for Sean McVay. Sean McVay has posted a winning record in 7 of his 8 seasons as the Rams head coach. That is the best in Rams history. So give Sean McVay his credit. We talk about this every single week, it feels like. Every episode I drop, I'm giving Sean McVay his love and his flowers, because I think you guys need to acknowledge, and we all have to just kind of remember, this Rams offense, this Rams defense was not built to win a Super Bowl. They competed for a Super Bowl a couple of years ago. They won a Super Bowl a couple of years ago, but ever since then, the Rams roster has just been on a decline every single season, yet Sean McVay is taking that little that we have and making magic happen out of every single roster they've had the last couple of years, right? Last year, again, we talked about Kyren Williams being out majority of the year, that running game not being the best majority of the season. All of a sudden, you get your guy back, and you can make magic happen. Same thing this year. You start the season 1-4. All of a sudden, you get your guys back, Kupp, Puka Nacua, and he makes magic happen. The defense, of course, there are some names out there that we like, that we're excited for in the future, but nobody around the NFL is household name in Cameron Curl or Cam Kitchens or a lot of these guys on the Rams defensive side of the ball. Not everybody knows who these guys are, yet they are making magic happen with not the best personnel, or not the most expensive, most well-known personnel on the defensive side of the ball. Right? Offensively, you're spending a little bit of money there, but defensively, you're not spending breaking the bank on your defensive backs, your defensive line, your linebackers, right? Yet magic is being made with the Rams defensive side of things. So give them their credit. Give Sean McVay his credit for coaching the team, getting them ready to compete every single season that he's been here. But moving on from that, around the NFL, got to kind of hit a little, hey, goodbye to the 49ers, to the Cardinals. Let's pull this up right here, this little tweet. As I keep forgetting to change the screenshot before I do that. Here we go. Here's a tweet here. Cardinals are officially eliminated as well. 49ers and Cowboys have been mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. It's a good time. It's a good time right now to be a Rams fan. As again, we talked about this, right? I said maybe the Carolina Panthers can win the game. I wouldn't put my money on it, but maybe the Carolina Panthers can beat the Arizona Cardinals, do the Rams a favor to kind of ease the pressure of the Rams a little bit. They do just that. A win in overtime. Shout out to Chuba Hubbard. 21-yard rushing touchdown to finish the game and end the Cardinals season, essentially. Obviously, they got a couple more games to go, but their season will be over after their Week 18 matchup. So the Rams will be facing off against the Cardinals next week. On Saturday. So we're going to obviously pay attention to that. You don't want to take the Cardinals lightly. We're not going to assume they're just going to lay down. But I think when you're looking at the team being mathematically eliminated, losing to the Carolina Panthers, they're 7-8. They're obviously not playing great football. They're obviously going to go into the game now with a little bit of a lower morale. It's a division rivalry game. I'm simply saying the Rams should still take care of their business. But if Minnesota can win the game today, and I'll pull up the numbers to see what the game's looking like right now. If Minnesota can win the game today, and they're up 17-7 as we're approaching halftime of that game as I'm recording this. If Minnesota takes care of business, Arizona already taken care of, the 49ers already taken care of, all of a sudden, again, the Rams have less pressure going into the game versus the Cardinals, which can maybe allow the Rams to just play a little bit better in that game, hopefully take care of business, but there's less pressure in that game. So, again, happy, positive vibes, great things, all the dominoes falling in the right place for the Rams. Things are looking up. They are 9-6, guaranteed to have a winning record to end this year. 2 games left versus 2 division rivals. We'll see if Seattle can get a loss today, fall to 8-7, take some pressure off from the Rams. You guys let me know what you guys think in the comments below, how you guys are feeling. Again, hit the subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed already. That's going to do it for me on today's episode of the Rams Digest. I'm your host, Josh Giron, and I am out.